Welcome to Rye and Joe finally do Whisky Faces. 6 years later, we are going to first discuss our reactions to Whisky Faces and all the wonderful copywriters who made an appearance there. All right, let's play it.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, the slow-mo.
So
Okay,
good.
context for Whisky Faces.
Yep.
So Whisky Faces was shot in Brooklyn. We were at TCC IRL, which is Robin Cura's event. I think it was their first
It was their
event?
first one.
Yeah.
Yep.
We were there speaking, and they had a bunch of copywriters there. And Ryan, you had this idea. You sent me an email that was like, hey, my friend and I have been talking about, like, wouldn't it be cool to do like a people take a shot of whiskey and then say something?
Yeah. So the original idea had nothing to do with copy. Like me and Joseph Gallup, shout out to him, had this conversation in 2012. We're like, how cool would it be if we just shot slow-mo as people drank whiskey and showed how their faces contorted? And we never did it. And
Well, Kevin went first, Kevin Rogers, first in our video, and it's slow-moed on him.
And it was perfect because you see
All the expression.
Yeah. Kevin
It's
nailed
so
it.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we went around to a bunch of copywriters and said, hey, will you come up to a room with us in this hotel? And we're going to put a camera in front of you and give you some whiskey. And they were like, I'm in. We're like, copywriters are weird.
So our plan was like no plan, right? I think we rented the room.
Yeah.
We knew what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
But we didn't really tell anyone beforehand.
Nope.
It's just like round them up.
Yeah.
And
You bought whiskey, brought it back.
Yeah.
2 bottles of whiskey?
2 bottles of whiskey. One of them broke, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's play, and we'll talk about some of the people who agreed to do this.
Yeah.
So it starts with Kevin Rogers, who's incredible.
Legend.
Legendary
blazer.
Oh, yeah. I love
your
they start with
headline
listen.
is not meant to close the deal.
No.
You don't have to.
And of course we get email gated by Wistia.
Wistia turnstile. Oh, that's good.
Oh, I was going to ask you, should I turn the turnstile
Pack every benefit into the headline. The headline has one simple job. Get the next line of copy right.
He's got a
So
great
stop trying to
voice.
close in your headline.
Yeah.
Writing personality for
Prerna
becomes a lot easier.
Flew in all the way.
If you get really, really specific. So
She sounds a little
about
drunk, right? Like a bitter.
just coffee.
I don't know if she had it.
But
It wasn't prop whiskey. It was real whiskey.
It was real whiskey.
From Starbucks.
Did
Or
we
not
insist
without watching
that-
a sitcom.
I mean, we
What
insisted
Everyone
kind
had
of
to.
get
Yeah.
super
And then we didn't go.
And then we didn't go.
We
Your
forgot
copy
completely that we needed to do it too.
Personality.
Oh yeah, this is good. Oh, that poor girl. And then she appears throughout.
So when I'm
Your reaction.
Make your audience feel seen,
Yes.
heard, and valued. So
Yeah.
beyond just the tactics.
It's
or
cool
the
to
tricks,
see some of these people that you
really
haven't
dialing
seen
on
in
that
so
empathy
long.
and taking time to really understand who you're speaking to and what matters to them and what is their worldview, what do they value, and when these people feel understood and they feel like you care, that's when they'll care more about you and be more compelled to take action.
nobody cares what you do, they care
She
what you're
sounds
going
drunk.
to do for them.
She
So the way that I do
does.
this
This isn't an easy
as a
task.
copywriter,
It's not.
Your client
It's
is
not.
the protagonist. Your client's client is the protagonist. So your client's client is Luke. Your client is Obi-Wan, and you get to be George
That
Lucas.
isn't a sober
So,
metaphor.
my tip is that when you're writing
She is so
copy that
She's fighting the burn.
is going to be
Yeah.
spoken aloud, you should
But
always.
it actually is really tough. If you imagine
Yeah.
you're in a room you've got Parris, Kevin, and a whole bunch of other people who are like coming up on a badass game too.
Yeah.
They're all standing in a room.
Yep.
There's a camera on you. It's your turn to sit down, take a shot of whiskey, which you might not like in the slightest.
Yeah.
And then you have to have a copy tip that's going to make Parris not roll his eyes.
I think we owe everyone who participated like a 5-year belated like cheers. Like, well done.
Oh,
right?
hells yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should
should
do Whisky Faces.
Maybe we should. It's our turn.
It's next.
It's our turn.
We're gonna go get
All right.
some. It'll be bourbon faces this
Bourbon
time, though. But it's
faces.
like it's kidding.
Cool.
Okay, let's watch a bit more, and then we'll do ours.
Read it in Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You should always
I feel
read
ya.
it in such a way that every time there's a comma, that you leave a little pause. Every time there's a
right?
period,
Yep.
you leave a little pause, and you don't just run all the sentences together, because then the person that's reading it aloud will never be able to put any
Oof. Yeah.
emphasis
I feel that.
in the words.
When I'm doing my specificity. Oh my God.
Don't swipe copy wholesale. The purpose of the swipe file is to get ideas, not to just copy the language.
Spoken by someone who's been copied.
Copy out loud.
Oh, Abby!
You can almost tell who's used to giving advice drunk and who's not.
Parris was like,
for some
no
people,
problem.
it's like,
Kevin's no problem.
Yeah.
Let's see if Abby's no
If
problem.
you would not say it to somebody in a bar, then it shouldn't be on your sales page.
Look,
Ah, sad.
short versus long. Get out of here.
I remember
as many
that.
words as are needed.
yeah. So when he said that, the
Good
first thing that came to mind is like Sam's been in New York for about 10 minutes and he's already get out of here.
He's adopted it because he's not from North America, so he's constantly like adapting to his world.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's lived like close to Boston, right? Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So,
Totally. Yep.
yeah.
I prefer long.
Sam.
I know what that sounds like.
Sam
But it needs
Woods.
to be as much as it takes. Whatever gets the job done.
To really understand
Yeah.
your prospects' place, where they are, where they're coming from.
I love how she
You have
talks.
to dig deep. You have to get really specific and down
True.
into their pain.
Yeah.
Understand exactly where
Real talk.
they're coming from.
People
delve
don't
into the
really
depths
appreciate
of
how much you do
the
have to do
human
that,
experience. Don't start writing until you feel crap.
Like you've said almost that exact thing
Yeah.
at a mastermind
I feel like shit.
Yeah,
Sonoma.
exactly. Yeah. That's also a good phrase for her.
99% of the shitty client stories you hear
Yeah.
are not because of shitty clients. It's because of a lack of systems. Work on your systems.
No
Make your
one ever
clients
wants to
happy.
learn about systems,
The
but
world
it's so
will be a
true.
much better place.
Yeah, wait. Let's do a little agree, disagree with that one. right?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shitty clients, do they exist?
You tell me.
Oh, you're flipping it, right? I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to say that systems can overcome any shitty client. I do think that they go a long way, and there should be vetting systems.
Well, you should.
before
They
ever
should never
to
even
that
get
level.
to the point
Exactly.
of being a client.
That's
then.
exactly it.
Yeah.
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 So he's kind of right.
Right.
You're
I agree.
yeah.
Systems take you a long way.
Systems.
People are really buying your systems too, by the way.
And and voice sweep. My tip for you is to forgive your failures
fancy.
and remember to celebrate your successes. Cheers.
Cheers.
Dude,
Oh,
stop
love it.
having someone else's sales conversation. Before you write your copy, decide on your unique selling proposition and what makes you special. Don't
Yeah.
look at your competitors. Don't parrot
Woo.
them. Focus on you.
Okay, but don't look at your competitors.
I would not look at them.
I mean, I get where Hillary is coming from, but like when we found that headline for Beachway, the rehab center, it was after looking at all of the other rehab centers out there, and they were all like patting people on the head a lot, and it was like, oh, there's a tone that's
Right.
happening here,
Mhm.
and then we were able to go like, well, let's do a different tone, and
Right.
that helped.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we might have patted people on the head too.
Yeah.
Remember that when that thing that you're selling for your client, you're not selling that thing. You're selling a better version of their buyer. Meaning that the person who's going to buy that thing is actually not buying that thing. They're buying a better version of themselves. They're buying something that they want or desire or are paying to avoid.
Still true.
So
Still true.
don't sell the thing.
Yep.
Do not be boring. Why? Because humor.
Okay, as I'm
includes
watching these
empathy.
though, I'm thinking
Empathy
of what
includes
mine is
trust.
going to be.
And trust.
Me too.
It
I'm a little nervous.
is-
Oh, how are they not
I
more
always ask myself,
nervous?
so what? Before I write copy, when I write copy, and after I write copy, I ask myself, so what? I look at what I
One
wrote.
of the 7 sweeps.
So what,
Hey,
sweet?
So what, sweep?
Come to my event. Okay, why? So what? Well, so and so are playing. So what? Keep asking, so what, so what, so what, until you can't answer it anymore, and that right there is your key message.
So
We should
despite
stop
wanting
playing
to be
this
all
because
things to all people,
it's copy school
you are
in a
not
nutshell.
that, and neither is your client's
If you're
product,
watching this,
event,
you're
or whatever
getting a
you're
lot of
selling.
copy
So
school.
Whenever you're writing copy, remember
Oh,
you're
I
writing
miss
for
Sarah.
one
I
reader
haven't seen her
with
forever.
one purpose and one call to action.
Yes.
When I'm
Rule
doing my
1.
specificity and voice sweep, I
Sweeps.
really try and embody
Love the sweeps.
my client and the voice. One of the things that I do is I put on music. I even try and like dress the part of what
She's trying
what
so
I
hard.
think they'd wear.
That's good.
Kind of just
Good tip.
get into that headspace.
Yeah.
And that's one of the ways that I really try and be most effective on this specificity sweep.
Okay. Okay, Rye, it's time.
All right.
I'm gonna go get the whiskey. Okay. In our little espresso glasses. Are you ready, Rye?
I'm ready.
Okay.
So it's like a 60-second tip, right?
It's like a 5-second tip.
5-second tip. Okay.
Is that enough?
That's more than enough.
Sorry, Rye. Plunk. Everyone who knows me knows, of course, I will give myself less because I don't play by the rules. Rules aren't for me. Just kidding.
Been 10 years sober, but you know.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, cheers to 7 years later, finally. Yeah. No, this is 6 years later. Finally doing Whisky Faces.
Yes, we owe it to our people, right?
We do. Oh, yes. Now I feel bad. I have to do a little more. Or you just don't finish that.
I mean, I could.
Yeah, pour a little in there.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we'll pretend it's the same. Yeah. Yep. Cool. Okay.
All right.
But who's gonna go first?
Do you have like 1,000 FPS there? Like, are we gonna be slow mode?
We're shooting 24.
Okay, that's better.
We'll slow mo or we'll fake. Whoa! High pitched. We're just gonna let it keep going. Now you're like hit by a ball.
Yeah.
Okay, go first. You had more.
Okay.
I don't know why that's the rule.
One of my favorite ways to get not just voice of customer data, but voice of prospect data is auditing those sales calls and those demo calls. You are getting their expression in a point of struggling, trying to make a decision.
Yeah.
And you will often get some pretty rich insights of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. And that is wonderful. And we do teach that in copy school, exactly how to do it. Okay. My tip 6 years later is always start with a framework, no matter what. Always start with one. And the way you choose your framework is by finding your hook. So you have to find that opening line in order to really know, am I going to do problem, or am I going to agitation solution, or am I going to use desire obstacle solution, or what? But once you find your hook, then the framework flows really naturally out of that. Now, if you can't find your hook, you can just start with the framework, and that might help you get there. But that's the way that I recommend you choose your framework.
I like it. Yeah.
All right.
Sober,
do you want more?
Sober truths and drunken moments.
Well done, sir.
Yes.